Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to my Foundation Galactic Frontier content. So today I want to make a video about something that just happened for the first time on our server. We just had our first PvP season end in the can't talk today, in the Valor arena. And it was fraught with drama and emotions. Oh, the drama. Oh, the emotions. Oh, my God. In our guild, there was a little bit of emotion that went on. I don't really want to go into detail with names or anything, but just suffice to say that this is a section of most of these kind of games where you're going to find the most drama usually. Anything to do with PvP is usually married to drama in some form or another, whether it's people out in the world causing a scene, whether it's people fighting over the top rankings in the Valor arena or the PvP season, and as it should be. I mean, it's a competition after all, so good friendly competition is one thing. Whenever people get their feelings hurt and it causes breakups in guilds and people leave guilds, then man, that's too bad. In our guild, we actually had a little bit of drama over the PvP rankings at the end of the season. We were going to have 1, 2, and 3 top players in the Valor arena for the season be BRB Coffee, my guild. And it didn't end up that way because the way the Valor arena is designed, it kind of causes a little infighting. And what I mean by that is because when you look for a target, you're actually allowed to hit your own people in your guild. And that kind of causes just a little bit of problems because when you're in a guild like mine, you can see, let's just look at the top 10, for example. You got BRB Ace, BRB Capall Parang, BRB Dale, BRB Endangered, and it is BRB Sky Mason, and we have number 1 BRB Bazzy. We did have number 2 BRB Sprags, and it's just a BRB show. It's just a top guild that usually will take the top rankings, and then when people are fighting over those rewards and fighting over the notoriety of that and a mechanic that allows them to feed on each other, that can kind of cause problems because when you get in the top, top 20 to 50, it becomes really difficult to find targets that you can beat that aren't your own people. Therein lies the problem. I've seen it developed a couple of different ways in different games. I've seen games that will allow you to actually hit your guild members, like this one, if I matched up with my boy BCL right underneath me. And shout out to BCL, you're hanging right there with me, bro. Oh, good on you. Had I matched up with him, then I could have fought him. And it would have been kind of counterproductive to my guild to cause another one of my guildmates to go down in the rankings because I would have got points and he would have lost points and he would have possibly moved down because there's only 1 point separating him from the next place down. So a loss of any kind would mean demotion in the rankings. And that's how it's handled in this game. You do have the ability to attack your own people. I have seen other games that did not allow you to attack your own guildmates in these kind of situations, and that was cool in some regards but not in others. Just like we talked about previously, it had its benefits and it doesn't. That type of a mechanic will cause you to not have as many targets, and then that can be a bad thing as well because you end up fighting the same people over and over again. And if you get to a certain point, you might get to a place where that's as far as you can go because you can't beat like the top 5 and you're number 6 type of thing, and you just kind of get stuck. You hit your power wall. So that's kind of a bad thing in a regard as well. It's the loss of potential targets. So you can look at it one way or the other. Our guild kind of had a little bit of drama revolving around this because we had a couple people that were in the top 3 and they were constantly beating up on each other, because you got to give it to them fairly, though. Those are basically the only targets they were being given, because it is a random draw on who you get, but it's based around your actual power level. So when you're the guys that are the top 5, you're going to match with the top 5 the majority of the time, and you're not really going to get a whole lot of other targets that are below you because of the way the matching algorithm works. You can pay your credits to keep searching, but that's not really kind of fair either, to cause somebody to have to spend 50,000 credits just to look for a target when they're trying to find somebody they can beat that's not in their guild. So we had a couple members that kind of fought it out and was beating up on each other and pushing each other down in the rankings and up in the rankings. And unfortunately, it just led to a little bit of hard feelings, and a couple of our members left the guild over it. And it's sad to have seen that happen, because I really cared for the person that did leave, and I wish him well, but I wish he wouldn't have. I wish he would have stuck with us and just found a way around it. But it is what it is. It's a game, and it's your own personal free time. You need to be able to spend it how you want. So if that's what you want, then good on you, brother. But the way it's designed, it does kind of cause a little bit of that. So you have to think about that. And in a game like this, where you don't really have any mechanics in place to stop it, there's no guild leader button that a guild leader can tick that says, no, you cannot attack your guild mates if they so choose. You can set up rules in your guild and say, hey guys, from this point on, we don't attack each other in PvP Valor Arena. If you get caught doing it, we're going to, punish you, eject you, whatever. But that's a little bit strict, because then you run into the place where your top members can't have anybody to fight. Because when you're in a guild like mine, the top 50 is probably 40 of us BRB type of thing, So you run out of targets really super fast, and it just becomes really hard to get a target. Now, what is the reason why a lot of this drama starts? It's because of loot, obviously. Let's look at the loot that you get. For number 1, whoever is number 1, they get a special avatar frame that denotes that they were the Galactic Duelist for 14 days. And it not only is a cosmetic thing saying, hey, everybody, look at me, check me out, I'm awesome, like my boy Bazzy got, but it also imparts a bonus. All attacks of all your fleets are increased by 3%. That's a big deal. You also got some legendary heroic crew member chests. So when you open those, you get a chance to get a legendary hero crew member. That's really good. You get 300 of the multi-dimensional beacons to summon more crew members, which these are really awesome. I love these. I try to buy those whenever I can. And then you get Valor coins to go towards the Valor shop, so that you can buy things that are in the Valor shop. And pretty much same rewards going on down. Number 2, number 3, you get different frames. This one gives a 2% increase. Third gives a 1% increase in fleet damage. And then you just get your rewards for places below that. Me personally, I ended up being number 31, I think, is where I placed out at. I did enough to keep me in the top 25 every single day. So I stayed in the top 25 until the last minute. And then the last hour or two of the Valor Arena season. Boy, I can't say that. The last hour or two of that season is where everybody usually will set their alarms and make their last minute push to try to push as far up as they can right before the season ends. And I was at work and couldn't do that. So unfortunately, I dropped from 22 down to 31. But honestly, the placement wouldn't have done me a lot of good, though, because I fell in this bracket right here, greater than or equal to 2,000 or above to 20. So I got this reward set right here. And it wouldn't have really done me much good to be in the top, 20 past that, or 22, which is where I was usually hanging around, about 22. Wouldn't it do me no good to be 22 versus 31? I still got the same rewards. So that's kind of wild that that happens like that. Wait a minute. Am I looking at that right? Okay, yeah, I guess I am. Yeah. But it's kind of wild the way that's designed. You would think they'd have a little bit tighter rewards bracket here for these, like maybe 21 to 50 and then 51 to 100 and those type of things. But whatever, they know their metrics on their Valor arena, so it must work good for them. I don't know. The rankings you can see the overall guild rankings, and you can kind of see how it parsed out. From number 1 through 10, my guild had 6 people in the top 10. From number 11 through 30, we had 10 people in there. Number 31 through 100, we had 33. So that's far and above any other guild that was in here. The closest we had in competition was TGEN, the Great Empire North. They had 3, 2, and 14. So good on them. Every other guild had like a straggler here and there. That's pretty much it. But it's pretty much us as at the top of the leaderboards. The guild rewards you got up until the 15th place. So this maybe is one of the reasons why people were pushing extra hard at the end, because they were wanting to make sure their guild placed as high as they possibly could. We obviously got the number 1 reward, so we got this reward right here, which was really nice. So the Valor Arena first season just ended. Let's see, for server number 1026. These were our top 3. Out of our top 3, this guy was one of our 4 Star Lords. BTC Trader, good on you, bro. Bazzy was the number 1 for our guild, and he's one of our strongest people. He is pretty much one of our strongest fleets. So it doesn't surprise me that he was number 1. Good job, Bazzy. Great job, my brother. Sprags was a member of our guild, and I love him to death. He did really good as number 3 as well. So good on you, Sprags. The rest of our people just kind of parsed out where they did. And the season concluded. Stay tuned for the next event. So I'm not really sure how often this will reset. It shows your battle records as far as who hit you and who didn't. And it doesn't really show when the season will refresh. So I'm not really sure if it's going to refresh in a day, in a couple days. This just ended last night. So I don't know if it's going to take a week for this to parse out and refresh, or if it's only like once a month that this happens. And I can't even really remember how long the season was. I can't remember whether it was a week long. I think it was somewhere around a week. If you know for sure and you want to go ahead and tell me that accurate information, then please put that in the comments below if you remember just how long the season actually was. When you go to the end of the season, okay, it says it right here in front of my face. Refresh time, 22 days. Oh my goodness. So every 23 days. So it resets on the 1st of every month. So the 1st of every month, that's when your Valor Arena is going to reset and open up, and then you'll have like a week. You'll have 7 days to be able to participate in that and earn your ranking so that you can get your rewards at the end. I got my rewards for my placement, and now I got to decide on how to spend my 650 Valor coins that I got. Man, that's a tough decision because I'm always looking for these discounts like this. So, man, it's a really tough decision. Obviously, I want this legendary stuff. I want these hero universal medals, though. They're super sweet, and I really need those right now. Training skill books, I could get a lot of those for my 650 coins. These are really super handy, and they're half off. These are really awesome, and they're half off. Golly, what to do. I need some blueprints for my ships, but I don't have enough currency to buy those. So I think I'm going to go with these right here, Legendary Champion Fragments. These are universal, so these will help me level up my heroes, and I can get 6 of those. Well, I guess not. Purchase only 3? Oh, there's only 3 of them available to buy. That's what the deal is. Okay, well, I'm going to get all 3 of those. And then what left? Doggone it, what left? So I think the next best thing for me is either this or this. This is on discount. I can get 3 of those or this. I'm going to go ahead and take these because I need these really bad. So I'm going to take all those I can get. So boom. Spent my Valor Shop coins, and you can see that there's some good rewards in here, so I can see why people would really want it. I think mainly the people that are in the top 10 are doing it for the fame, though, honestly, if you want to know the truth, because what other way do we have to really feel good about the account effort that we put in? We've strengthened our account, and now we can show off. You know, that's the type of thing that a lot of games fall short on. They don't take into account the competition aspect of these kind of games and how hard players will actually push to be number one. And the drama and the emotions follow. So I hope your guild made it alive through the Valor season, and I hope that you have enjoyed this video. If you did, think about liking and subscribing so that we can push this content out to a bigger audience, draw more people into the community through my content so that we can expand the amount of people we have to interact with. And who knows, we may actually have more competition come into the Valor arena because of the effort that you put in to liking and subscribing my content. Thank you very much for your time. I really appreciate you for watching. I hope you have a great weekend and enjoy your time in Foundation Galactic Frontiers. I'll see you in another video. Peace. Congrats, Bazzy. You kicked them butt. Kicked them butt. Is that even a thing?